All right, what's up, everybody? Panther Nation. Okay, come in, come in. We got the day three, the final day for the NFL draft coming up, and we got a lot to discuss. Okay, so as you look at my big board that I had yesterday, so yesterday I thought we was gonna draft Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker. All right, PFF had linebacker as a big need. We decided to go against that. All right. We went best player available twice. All right, which is good, which is good. And when you look at like I said, this is exact list from yesterday. We actually picked two of the picks that was on this list. All right. Two of the picks that was on this list we drafted. All right. First, uh, Lee Hunter, D tackle in the second round. Then Chris Brazil, wide receiver in the third round. All right. So let's go over to this other page. I just want to show real quick and discuss it. So both picks thought were pretty good. I thought pretty good. I really liked Lee Hunter. I actually feel like that's um, my favorite pick of the draft so far. Um, big run stuffing, D tackle. Violent. He replaces. He's going to try to replace Ashawn Robinson. We had a gap filled from Ashawn Robinson. And remember, man, when we signed Ashawn Robinson, we were struggling to find someone to put next to Derek Brown. And Ashawn Robinson solidified the second D tackle position. So, big expectations for Lee Hunter. But, Lee Hunter, he's 39. He was 39 on PFS big board. So, just right outside of the top 32 picks. So, like I said, based on PFF's big board, value was there. We what else to say? He's a little bit older, but 6'4", 330 pounds. This a big dude. Okay, this is a big dude. He should slot in easily with next to Derek Brown. Um, and has pretty good run defense grades. That's really what we're gonna need for run defense. So it seemed like you know just two big run defense that the tackles, and we're gonna hope for a pass rush from our edges. Next, Chris Brazil. So another value, like I said, 58 on PFF's big board. This one, like I said, surprising. Okay, real surprise. I didn't think we was gonna go wide receiver, but they said we were looking, and this ended up being a pretty good pick. His main strength is deep, being a deep threat, deep speed. Uh, Ironically, he will fit well with Jalen Hurts and T Mac, and PFF, based on their analytics, I don't believe this, but Bryce Young is a great deep ball thrower, so we would need more deep threat wide receivers. So he fits perfectly with that. Now I don't believe Bryce Young is a great deep ball thrower, but that's based off PFF analytics. Um, but he offers his skill set is different from T Mac and Jalen Coker. He has 6'5", 200 pounds. Man, we probably have the tallest wide receiver corps in the league. Fast. I think he fits in at wide receiver three, like the analysis said. The problem is Xavier Leggett. I feel like that pushes him into a very small circle. Do not be surprised if we just go ahead and trade him after this draft. But Xavier Leggett is pushed into a very small bubble. All right, he's gonna have to become the yard after catch guy. All right, he has the size, but he's gonna. I don't think he has the acceleration. Maybe he does, but he's gonna have to find his role in being like a over the middle yard after catch guy, quick catch, take it 10, 20 yards. And I think, he might be able to do that. The funny thing is, Jimmy Hart Jr. is probably better at that than Xavier Leggett. Right? You give Jimmy Hart Jr. some actual routes along with, some of the tosses we were doing with him. I think Jimmy Horn Jr. You put him at the fourth wide receiver, and actually, he does that. He can do that. He can get better at that. So weird spot for Xavier Leggett, man. Personally, I think he's gone. I think they might work him out a little bit, but I think they're gonna look to trade him for something. You know, which is sad to say, man. We brought him in as a raw prospect, so you would think, okay, yeah, takes 3 years. Let's see what you're going. We're not gonna evaluate so quick like we did like with John Domingo, who honestly was another raw prospect. But it's like, hey, man, we look for something in the second year. If you're not doing anything, you're out of here. Like, I don't know if they see something, with training or personally or something, but hey, they are not wasting time. So it's crazy. So like I said, I think both great picks, man. Like I say, lean more offense. I feel like AJ Halsey getting drafted, he did fall to the third round, like I predicted. Like some of the safeties did, and Traydon Stoops did rise up. I believe he got drafted to the Raiders. I think AJ Halsey, if he would have failed, we probably would have grabbed him in the third. But I do like the pick of Chris Brazil. And like I said, I really, really love the pick of Lee Hunter. But let's see who we're gonna pick today. That's gonna be the real interesting thing. So, draft's about to start. Let me go ahead and set up the screen. I'll be right back. So stay tuned. Like I said, give me about 2 or 3 minutes. All right, guys. So, I just redid the big board. I'm gonna actually take off Jamal McCoy. I see he was the first pick drafted in the fourth round to the Raiders. Uh, hey, they listen. If his knee holds up, that's a steal. Okay. Let's see. But I believe that's the pick so far. Uh, Let me go ahead and remove his name. But some of the other players on the list on the new I guess best available that we should be looking at. I see different corners. I listed Keith Abney, Keontae Scott, um, Kyle Lewis. So we actually brought in Kyle Lewis for a top 30 visit. Um, he's a very good coverage linebacker, but extremely light. He's like 6 foot, 220 pounds. Extremely light, but fast. Fast, could jump high, good coverage skills. Uh, but sort of seen more as a special teamer than maybe a starter, but maybe could beat out Trevor Wallace. Since it seemed like he has more linebacker instincts. It's just he's lighter. So, would be interesting to see how we would line him up with Trevor Wallace. Like I said, some secondary players. And center, yeah, Connor Lew and Sam Height. Maybe this would be a good position to get our center for the next 10 years, or maybe I should say, 5 years at least. But yeah, a lot of interesting ways we can go in the fourth round. If I'm going off PFF Big Boy, we would probably go at center. Probably look for Connor Lew or Sam Height. Both are in like the top 80 picks on a big board. So look for us to maybe draft center. So I'm thinking center, and maybe go for corner after, but we'll see. You see, so let me look and listen up. So I see Jude Bowery, tackle, went to the Bills. Daryl Jackson, D tackle, I think he's on. Okay, so people on my list, man, they are getting grabbed up. Daryl Jackson, there he goes. He went to the Jets. So and we got a ways to go, man. Maybe everyone on my list will be gone by the time they get to us. you know, uh, but we didn't really need Daryl Jackson. We already got Lee Hunter, but still, had him listed just for best player available. So yeah, let me get my headphones on and listen in. And make sure to like and subscribe, guys. All right, Caleb Proctor, D tackle, went to the Cardinals. Don't have. Guess that's a decent pick for them Cardinals, man. With Carson Beck, Cardinals. I wonder how Carson Beck's going to lead that offense. Let's see. So now you now you know with these these D tackles. This is actually around the time I expected the D tackles, especially like bigger run stuff and D tackles, to go off the board. Um, what I'm wondering with Lee Hunter, I'm wondering if we feel like he can offer a little bit more than the average D tackle. Like he's big, but maybe his relative athletic score was not high. He was average. Uh, he's big, but he's slow. So um, so I wonder, if he has, his what made us like trade up a pick to draft Lee Hunter. Um, Real interesting. You know, I feel like our staff has to believe he can offer a little bit more. Okay, let's remove Daryl Jackson. So, man, this commercial's long. All right, Brennan Thompson, wide receiver to the Chargers. Okay, smaller guy, around 5'9", 164, very light. We mm. And it's 4.26 speed for Brennan Thompson. Yeah, let's see how he worked in that wide receiver room. So what? Let's see. So what? I'm trying to think of my favorite out of these four corners on my list. But, uh, let me think on that. Cause you know, um, yeah, let me think on that before throwing out one. Probably Keontae Scott. For Betchy, we will guard to the Texans. All right. Keontae Scott, he actually remind me of Dante Jackson that we drafted in the second round. He's currently with the Steelers. Yeah, he's probably my, favorite. Uh, um, so, let's see. So, all right, come on. Who's next? 49ers. Who? And if I remember correctly, we do not have a fifth rounder now. Well, we do. We do. We do have a fifth rounder. What did is it? Yeah, and a couple six. I think we had an extra fifth rounder. So traded away one of them to get Lee Hunter and got an extra six. So we got one pick in the fourth, one in the fifth, two in the sixth, and none in the seventh round. Oh man, where's the pick? Come on now. Ooh, so yeah, John Lynch. It's like some extremely great fourth round picks, or to say day three picks. Brock Purdy, Jawan Jennings, Dre Greenlaw, George Little. Oh, all right, they're getting ready to make the pick. Gracie and Halton, D tackle. Okay, okay. You know, I wouldn't mind us taking a chance at a D tackle, maybe in the fifth or sixth round with some athleticism. Like I said, Devontae Capehart. He has an extremely high relative athletic score. Just haven't done anything and put it together. Um, I wouldn't mind like taking a chance on him in like maybe the fifth or sixth round. I'll say sixth round if he makes it that far. Like we need a D tackle that's a little bit lighter, more potential as a pass rusher. Um, I want one of those that's gonna basically has more potential and can replace Tershawn Wharton and offer more from that position. So something to keep in mind. So I'll make sure to add Demonte's name after this round. I don't think we're going to draft him in the fourth round. So I'll add him after the fourth round. Or you know what, man? Like paying doing this list over. Yeah, it might just be four, five names. I want to keep trying to add. All right, Jonah Coleman, running back to the Broncos. Okay, right. You know, let's see, Jets, man. Jets been having a real interesting draft. I saw, dare say good, dare say good. So, so, I wonder who their pick is gonna be. And wait a minute, the Chiefs, Chiefs, yeah, the Chiefs traded up. Okay, Jadon Kennedy, cornerback. Okay, now I wonder if it's going to be a little run on corners coming up. Okay, I see. No wait, the Jets. Okay, no, the Jets. The Jets are back up at 10th. Yeah, Jets. Let's see who you pick. Hmm. All right, come on. Let's see Jets. All right, let's. Hmm. I really wonder what we're gonna do at linebacker. Really, really wonder. Maybe there's more belief in Trevor Wallace than but see that belief in Trevor Wallace is like our belief in Nick Scott. Like Vera might have belief in those guys, but I don't like put Trevor Wallace back at special teams, or backup. Put Nick Scott as backup. Like we need some guy that's gonna replace them. I don't think that they're weaknesses on a defense, not consistent performers. Especially Trevor Wallace. All right, this is he's been on the team for a while. He has a chance to start and he did not play well. I think he had a good game last season. You know, I don't even and I don't even need to look at his PFF score. Trevor Wallace, his play on the field, he just looked slow. And then I remember, remember he had a talk with Luke Kuechly to like be an attacker and to move fast. He started. He um, started got the calls to basically dictate the defense and call plays. And for a game or two, he looked all right. Then he went back to being terrible. Then he got hurt. So nah, I'm not. I think Trevor Wallace is one of those players. It's like, hey, when we say blitz, you blitz. Not, he's not going to be the one to diagnose plays. So he needs to be a situational player. The Jets, Cade Klubnik, quarterback, Clemson. Oh, Okay, interesting. You know, now I wonder. I wonder if the Panthers going to draft a quarterback. I did think about that. We did bring in a few with top 30 visits. You know, do you think we might draft a quarterback with our last pick in the sixth round? I believe the ones we brought in are like priority free agent type quarterbacks, but I mean we're not really trying to bring in anybody that's gonna could challenge Bryce. Like we signed Will Greer, Kenny Pickett. Uh, if we did get a quarterback, it's not going to be someone like I believe his name Taylor Green. Like he's not going to be someone that his size and arm is going to be going to Bryce Young, threaten Bryce Young. Diego Pavia, we could probably look at him. He's smaller than Bryce. That's someone we could look at. You know, like we're not gonna draft anyone with physical skills. Jalen Daniels, we're not gonna look at him. All right. Okay, he can't be like anyone with scrambling ability, anything like that. He has to be basically on the same level athletically as Bryce, or even weaker than him. All right, Broncos pick is coming up. Cage KC, offensive tackle. Oh, they announced him as a guard. Okay. Yep. All right, Drew Shelton, tackle. Okay, so we got a run on lineman. Good bit of a lot of probably depth pieces, man. Listen, man, you're gonna get paid in the NFL, man. You got size, be a lineman, especially a tackle. Okay, so one, two, three, four, five, six, six more picks, and then it's our pick. All right. So we still have a good bit of the players, on our list. So it should be interesting, man. Let's see. Come on, come on. Let me see. If I were to follow the trend now, I think we're gonna grab our center. I think it's gonna be Connor Lou. Lineman coming off the board. If I had to bet now, it's either gonna be Connor Lou or Keontae Scott. One of those two picks. So that's 6 picks away. Those are who I'm. If those are the picks, we definitely need corner, especially someone we can build up. Mike Jackson, his last year on the contract. J.C. Horn, we have him, but after that we got Corey Thornton. Corey Thornton seems like he can doing well at the nickel, so we probably need to draft someone that has starter potential, or maybe at least strong nickel. Maybe Corey Thornton can you know play up to starter, but we do need corner depth. All right, you can and like I said, corner. I think cornerback is in the same position as offensive tackle and just extreme importance. Like you have to have at least one good tackle or cornerback. Like you have to have that. And I believe the league is starting to agree. So you see these runs on tackles. Oh, Jalen Farmer to the Colts. The Colts have been drafting a lot of players that have been that I've sort of wanted for the Panthers. Let me look at the Colts draft right quick. But man, so they didn't have a first round pick, but they drafted C.J. Allen, A.J. Halsey, and Jalen Farmer. Yeah, I could saw all three of those picks to the Panthers. Like yeah, that's just real interesting, man. I don't know if they have like the same weaknesses, but man, they we've they had a good draft. We met with AJ Halsey. We met with Jalen Farmer. We needed linebacker. Very interesting. Oh, and Devin Moore, man, my picks are starting to come off the board. Oh man, oh man, Devin Moore. Let's update my list, but our picks are starting to come off the board. All right. So two players at the bottom of the list: Jalen Farmer, Devin Moore. So good picks, real good picks, but okay. So the Ravens, their pick is in. The Buccaneers are on the clock. All right, man. Now I'm starting to get a little worried. All right, Ravens, Elijah Sarai. Okay, that's actually a great pick for the Ravens. I think he's going to be really reliable for Lamar Jackson. That's like I said, Elijah Surratt. So the Bucks made their pick. All right, three more picks. Three more picks. Let's see, man. A couple guys on my list went off. We still got about seven that's on the list. So now Buccaneers, they got Ruben Bain, Jeremiah Trotter. Uh, let's see if they keep going defense and go corner. Come on. Keontae Scott to the Buccaneers, man. Buccaneers. That's another team's been getting a lot of picks. Ooh, ooh. You know, should be a really good nickel. Keontae Scott. That's why I wanted him for the Panthers. You know, he has the speed, uh, playmaking ability. Uh, ooh, tough, tough. So let's go ahead and take off old Keontae. So that leaves Connor Lewis, center. Connor Lou. Okay, two more picks until our pick. Let's see. Chargers pick is in. Let's. Okay, let's. Okay, Travis Burke, old tackle. Now we did bring him to look at. Oh man, we traded back. Okay, we traded back to the Jaguars. All right, we traded down. I actually like that. I actually like that. I wonder if we got like a six. Yeah, we got extra fifth. Okay, we got extra fifth round pick. I like that. I think we're going center. Okay, good trade back. Extra fifth round pick. So now we got two fifth rounders, two six rounds. I know Dan Morgan was talking about, you know, or I say Dave Canales, he likes extra picks. So glad that we've been looking to, trade down because that gives you, more chances to get nail your picks. So, so I wonder who the Jaguars traded up for. You'd have to assume if it's not quarterback, which is shouldn't be, it has to be maybe safety to make Travis Hunter to pair with Travis Hunter. Okay, the Lions, Jimmy Roller, linebacker. All right. Meantime, like and subscribe, guys. Please like, and subscribe. See, he's a thumper. Jimmy Holder. Okay, Wesley Williams. Yeah, Edge. Okay, Wesley Williams, Edge. It's the Jaguars. Huh. Okay. Edge, another position. Yeah, man. You gotta have at least one good edge. All right, guys. Never mind. I'm back. I'm back. Let's see. Okay, so four more picks. Now, Packers need corner too. So I wonder if they're gonna pick a corner. They went edge. All right, Danny Dennis Sutton. Okay, a run on edges. Okay, that's probably why Jacksonville wanted to trade up. Maybe they were looking at Wesley Williams. Or Jacksonville were worried they were looking at Wesley Williams. So might be a run on edges. And like I said, man, edge pass rusher is like premium position. Okay, think it's like four premium positions: quarterback, left tackle, edge, cornerback. Let's see. Let's see. Caden Weegan, wide receiver. Say might be the best kick returner, return specialist. All right, man. We need a good returner. Okay, they keep trying to put the running back there. He's not a good returner. He struggles even to catch punts. Um, we should probably look into that. But will you draft a would we draft another wide receiver for that? No, no. We should look at a returner though. Maybe in the sixth round. Did we trade down again? Hold up. Did we trade down again? Yeah, we traded down again. All right, man. We traded with the Bears. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to. We traded down again. So man, we're confident whoever we're gonna draft is gonna be there, man. We're very confident, and I like it, man. Hey, listen, I love this. We man, for us trading back twice, I think it's center. I think we maybe liked both the centers, and we're either confident we're going to get Connor Liu or we're going to get Sam Height. I think both the centers we probably like both of them. It's like, hey, there's a run on defensive players. There's a run on offensive tackles, maybe, but mostly defensive players. Our center will be there. One of the centers will be there. I think that's what we're banking on, and that's what I think. We'll see. All right, let's see who the Raiders got. They did draft Jermond McCoy, which, like I said, I love. I hope his knee holds up longer than what's predicted. I think they're saying it might last just 4 years. I hope he ends up having a very long career. Mike Washington, running back to the Raiders. Okay. So it seemed like it'd be a good rotational back. So, fast. Okay. Texans again. All right. Let me see what we got for that extra trade. Okay, we got a. So we got a higher fifth round pick. Is that what I'm understanding? Like we traded our six. Let me get the official. Yeah, so we just got a higher fifth round pick. So we didn't gain any picks. We just got a higher fifth round pick. So yeah, we that's like I said, it's a couple guys in this range we really like. So we're gonna get at one of those guys near the end of the fourth, and hopefully get the second guy uh, at the beginning of the fifth. All right, Wade Wood as linebacker. Okay, linebacker to Texans. I, yeah, I think we're going. Hmm, oh, okay. Corner, Malik Muhammad. I don't think we're going corner. Okay, I think we're going center and something else in the fifth. Another position in fifth. Uh, you know, maybe Kyle Lewis, linebacker, in the fifth. Maybe the safety, Kamari Ramsey. But I don't think we're going corner anymore. And I'm not saying that just because we lost my my guy. So four more picks, and then the Panthers. I guess are we going to trade back again? I think we'll keep this one, maybe. But maybe listen, maybe we can get maybe we trade back again and get our second, fifth round pick higher. Let me look who's higher up on that fifth round. Maybe we look. Let's see. Chargers, Browns, Commanders, Browns. Maybe work out something with the Chargers. Excuse me. And would we do a trade with the Saints? Let the Saints move up? Would we do that? The Bills, Skylar Bell. Okay, wide receiver. Yeah, listen, this dude probably gonna beat out Keon Coleman. Come on. Khalib Alarms Or. We actually brought him in for a top 30 visit. Okay. He's, athletic linebacker. Instincts aren't there. Listen, we already got a type of linebacker, Trevor Wallace. But we did bring him in a visit to talk. Oh man, the Jets made a trade with the Bengals. So 49ers pick is in, then Bengals are on the clock. Then us. All right, two more picks. All right, man. I don't think, like I said, we got the Saints got two picks behind us. Uh, I don't think we're going to trade again. I don't think we're going to trade back again. But maybe, you know, like I said, if we work out something with the Saints, hey, we trade back to maybe the 36 pick and they give us their the 10th pick in the fifth round. But let's see. All right, come. Ooh, this pick has been trading a lot. You know, first Houston, then Detroit, then the Jets, and now the Bengals. So let's announce what the 49 is gonna do. Okay, all right, we're back. Let's see who is should be able to get to us. All right, Carver Willis, tackle for the 49ers. All right, so Bengals to us. We're on the clock. Okay, the Bengals already has their pick in. We're on the clock. So who will it be? Let's see. Let's see. All right, all right. Come on. Let's announce the Bengals. Like I said, I think we're going center. That's Connor Lou. I think that's where we're going. Hey, I think we, like I said, like both the centers. Oh man, Connor Lou actually just went to the Bengals. Oh man. Okay, so all right, so maybe we're not going center. Well, like I said, we might like both of them. Sam Height center, but oh man, Connor Lou. I wonder if we were banking on him. But we made the pick. The pick is in, so we kept our pick. So I wonder what the pick is. Okay. But Connor Lou, like I say, he's recovering from an ACL injury, so maybe we want it. We'll see. Like I say, I know he's young and had potential though. Let's see who is our pick. Who will it be? Who will it be? I think the thing to look at, it has to be something that's not being drafted so far. So I guess that would be safety. All right. So the Panthers, this is someone that's not on my list. We drafted corner Will Lee the third. All right, Will Lee the third. He's a analysis boundary corner with good lift and catch disruption, but inconsistent instincts and coverage. Better in man than zone, but he can handle both. Pure speed, can break away, but he has the length and timing to make plays on football. Let's see what his yeah, the Panthers are extremely happy. Let's see what his ranking is on PFF. But so we did go corner like I thought. Let's see. Corner. Okay, Trey Moore went to the Dolphins. All right, let's see. Okay, so Keontae Scott was ranked like I said. Let's see. Will Lee, where? Okay, so hmm, he was ranked around 114. Okay, 114. Will Lee. So let me see what pick. Yeah, 114. I'd have picked 129. Yeah, good value. So um, so it's something we must have really liked. Probably just the size and build. Like I said, he's. I think we're looking to maybe keep Corey Thornton as slot and sort of build Will Lee to maybe replace Mike Jackson. Uh, okay, let's see. So very interesting, man. Corner. So like I said, we needed corner. So love the pick for that. Uh, I do like Willie's potential, at least as far as his built. Um, I'm gonna have to, do a little bit more research. See, he had good height, good size, good vertical, good arm length, uh, and like I said, he's built to be an outside corner. Uh, so going man, it seems like he's really um, all right. So man, we must be really impressed with. just impressed with him. So okay, good pick. Like I said, it was a need. This was good value for a need position. So maybe we look at center in the fifth. Mm-hmm. So let me update. Let me just let's say make just a quick addition to my list. I'm gonna change Keith Abney. Let's take out Keith Abney and let's let's all right. So better yet, let's just distinguish that. So well, let's clean that up. That's a little bit. Okay, let's just do that. All right, fourth, Will Lee. So we have uh we have a couple players that still available for the top of the fifth. Oh man, so we got Trey Moore to the Dolphins, Genesis Smith, safety to the Chargers, and Jeremiah Wright, guard to the Saints. So, but we're not worried about that. Listen, what I'm worried about is Keith Lee, corner, like I said, outside corner. So, you look at Mike Jackson, especially with, his NASA's thing was he's a big cornerback, long arms, seem like, that's what we want at corner. Matthew Hibner, tight end to the Ravens. So let's see who's, they're saying is still best available. We got Kyle Lewis, Jalen Kilgore, corner safety that we brought in, top 30 visit. Like I said, the center, Sam Height. Keith Abney, corner. I had him on my list before. He was a, boundary corner as well, but well, I wouldn't say boundary. He seems, and I wonder if we actually still look at him, Keith Abney. Let me see what his PFF score is. So Keith Abney, man, his PFF rank is 50. So it's something that is throwing teams off of Keith Abney. It's something that's. So I don't know if it's just his lack of size or length or whatever. Something is throwing teams off from Keith Abney. So, yeah, looking at that, I'm not sure we will pick him up. But we got some wide receivers, Deion Burks, Kamari Ramsey, the safety. Like I said, yeah, I'm thinking. We'll see. Okay. Now I'm seeing we did meet with Sam Height, center. So him, Jalen Kilgore, safety, Kyle Lewis. Let's see. That's still some time. Let's go back. Okay, Kendall Daniels, linebacker to the Falcons. Bryce Boycher, linebacker to the Colts. Yeah, Kyle Lewis, man. Kyle Lewis is extremely small for a linebacker, man. I would grab him in the 6th round. Mm. Oh, Will Lee. So back to Will Lee's nickname is the Blanket. All right. Seems like he has attitude. So, oh man, let me take a break, guys, and then I'll be back for the beginning of the fifth round. Um, yeah. So be right back, guys. But Will Lee, our fourth rounder. Who do you guys think we're gonna draft in the fifth round? We got two fifth round picks. All right, two fifth round picks, two sixth round picks. So, um, an early one in the mid round. Think about who we'll pick. Let me uh, go on break. All right, be right back. All right, what's up, everybody? I am back. Let's see. Beginning the fifth round. All right, and the first pick in the fifth round. Let's see. So, okay, not fifth round just yet. All right, good. So we had Bryce Lance, wide receiver to the Saints. LT Overton to Dallas. Kyle Lewis. I think the linebacker we're looking at went to the Dolphins. All right, and Ephesians Price. Ephesians. That is a strong name, Ephesians. So let's take Kyle Lewis off. And let's go ahead and take Connor Lewis. I forgot I had him on. Okay, let's. All right. And then Colby Young, wide receiver to the Bengals to end off the fourth round. All right, Texans on the clock. Okay, let me look and see who's available at linebacker. Okay, so it's two. Deontay Lawson. Um, got Deontay Lawson and Namdi Abuzor. So, good look at those two. In the first pick, my man Kamari Ramsey off the board. Oh man, Kamari Ramsey off the Texans, man. The Texans. Okay, let's see. All right, we are on the clock. Panthers. All right, we're on the clock. Okay, Fernando Carmona went to the Titans. Okay, let's. So two. Let's see, one more pick and then our selection. Really wonder who we're gonna. I wonder why Deontay Lawson is falling. So, all right, Reggie Virgil to the Cardinals, wide receiver. Our pick is in. Could go Jalen Kilgore, safety. Could go, Sam Height, center. All right, all right. All right, Panthers. Panthers time. Who? All right, and this is exactly what I thought. Panthers. Sam Height. Hecht. Sam Hecht center. All right, so great pick. Might be a lot of people's favorite pick, man. We've been needing a center, and he's one of the top centers. Okay. Okay. Outstanding pass protector. All right. Surrendered 0 sacks and only 2 quarterback hits and over 800 pass blocking reps. It seems like a significant year-to-year improvement, especially from 2024 to 2025. Penalty discipline is elite. 0 flags and only 2 across 840 snaps in 2024. With all right, so I'm gonna check PFF big board, but I believe he was ranked like 84. Yes, 84. So extreme value here. All right. And what PFF had to say, Earned an 80 PFF overall grade. Balanced in one blocking and pass protection. All right, so let's. So good pick, extremely good pick. And that's what I thought. I think they knew, like I said, they wanted either or center, Sam Height or Connor Lou, and they knew, and I think that's why they traded back in the fourth round. So who? All right. So fifth Willis, fifth Sam Height. So who? So yeah, Jalen could go safety. No, maybe one of the linebackers. Um, I think at this point, you're assuming these players are going to be depth pieces. All right. Nick Barrett, D tackle, went to the Chargers. From South Carolina, Parker Brailsford, center. Went to Cleveland. Cleveland might have been hoping to get Sam Height. So, great pick. All right, and Joshua Josephs, edge, just went to Washington. Washington having a really good draft. Oh, wait. Hold up. Let me. Um. Hold up. The Panthers, we traded up. Yeah, we jumped up. Okay, so it's somebody we really want. Yeah, I wonder. I must have gave up one of our 6th round picks, but it's the Seahawks, Browns, Raiders, and now we come up. We're at the 11th. So wait, did we give up both our 6th rounders for that pick and got a 7th? Oh, I don't know about that. We must really want this guy. I guess we maybe only had one 6th round. I thought we had 2 6th round picks. Uh, Boo Stevens, guard, went to the Seahawks. Let me check again, but I thought we had 2 6th round picks. It seemed like we only had one, so we gave that up, and our 5th rounder for uh, the Dolphins 5th rounder and their 7th round pick. I'm going to assume this is for safety. All right, I'm gonna assume this is for Jalen Kilgore. Uh, you know, and Jalen Kilgore, like I said, this me assuming position. He's like corner slash safety. PFF ranked him 128. Could play safety and nickel corner. Yeah, but him being PFF ranked 128, I think that's the pick. 6'1", 210. Runs a 4.4. Only thing is, he his size probably would put him more at strong safety, but I think he could be a free safety just with his arm length, speed. But that's like I said, I'm assuming that's the pick. Okay, it was right about Sam Height or center. I believe that we wanted the centers, and that's why we kept trading back. We knew they were not high on the boards for the other teams. Uh, all right, let's see. So the Browns, the Raiders, then us. All right, so let's see. Now you gotta hope that. Okay, so hold up, it jumped forward. So Justin Jefferson, linebacker to the Browns. Dalton Johnson, safety to the Raiders. So who would the Panthers get? All right, so our pick is in. All right, so those picks jump. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, oh, not Jalen Kilgore for safety. The pick is Zachy Wheatley. Okay, that's interesting. Let me let me see his PFF score versus okay, yeah, let's check out his score on the. Oh, oh, wait, he was actually rated higher than Jalen Kilgore. Okay, hold up. So yeah, he's a little bit older, but he was rated higher. Okay, so he's Jalen Kilgore's PFF rank on the big board was 128. Zachy Wheatley was ranked 104. Okay, so it was a safety. It was a safety. So let's see if I can look up some information about Wheatley. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. He's six. Oh man, what 6'3"? 6'3", 203. So um his his numbers wasn't that well. It seemed like he's not very agile. Uh, you know, even though he's being stated to have elite long speed, that's sort of. Let me check another site. He's PFFs. He's a long spring athlete, best suited for single high rolls. His single build can be exposed in the box. Okay, so sounds like a free safety. They said he has elite long speed, improves steadily in coverage each year. Run defense is good. Ball production is good. 5 career takeaways, including 5 interceptions. All right, so it seemed like a solid runner. All right. All right, but he's a older prospect, but yeah, this gonna be real. Let's now like I said, this is what I do like about um the analytic PFF based drafting we've been doing. I see the you can see the process. All right. So even though they like Jalen Kilgore, this guy's rated higher. This safety is rated higher. And he honestly um, sounds like a better safety, a free safety than Jalen Kilgore. Like I said, Jalen Kilgore, I was reading his strengths. He was sounding more suited for like strong safety, like a fast, strong safety. But yeah, this guy, he sounds like he was built for free safety. Let's see something. Okay, so we got like the It's okay. Yeah, let's. So yeah, so range of picks I've missed since that. Justin Jolly, tight end to the Broncos. Jaeger Burton, Green Bay. Jaden Duggar, linebacker to the 49ers. DeMonte Capar, that's someone I was looking at. He went to the Buccaneers. Oh, man. Very athletic. But, older guy and never, like, took advantage of his ability. So, very, very good pick by the Buccaneers, gotta admit. George Gums, edge to the Colts. All right, so I think we've done well overall. I think overall, I'm looking at the fifth and sixth. We only have one pick left, seventh. Let me take a. Oh, and Keith Abney to the Lions. All right, Keith Abney to the Lions. Let me take a break, and then let's go over just the draft picks we've made so far in day three, and um, and just see how they fit in. But yeah, let's take another break, but pretty much we'll talk about like why these were such great picks. Especially fifth round. I think we nailed the fifth round. Nailed it. Uh, and then how they fit on the team. But all right, let's take another break. right, guys. Let's talk about the day three picks and how they fit with our team. Gonna review all of them, and I'm gonna, just be away for the whole sixth round and come back for the seventh for our final pick. First, let's go through cornerback Will Lee, picked in the fourth round, and he was basically our uh, basically a Vero pick. We like certain type of corners, tall, long limbed, long arms. We want power corners to be good and man to be able to press. And he fits that. He fits that archetype. Um, for where he got picked, a PFF score was like sort of close to it. I think he's like 119, or 114 or 119, and he was basically like five picks from where that spot is, so around that same value. Main thing is he's basically insurance for if we can't sign Mike Jackson back. Same type of corner. He'll probably try to learn from Mike Jackson, Corey Thornton, and Shaw Smith Wade is probably still be our nickels, and learn from them, and basically a good depth piece. So uh, seems like he just has decent Smith, not very fast, but has the physical attributes that we like at corner. I think it's all right. Now the next two picks in the fifth round, I really like. I feel like both were needs, and then great value for where they were. Sam Hike, he was ranked like close to the top 100 for linemen, and we got him in the fifth round. And that might be just because of the position, but we got it. Center, so we've been needing the center for the longest. All right, and he could be a steal. All right, he's technically sound. He needs to just he's not very. Thing is, he's not very athletic. He's but he is decent athleticism, not horrible. Um, he needs to probably build up his strength, but technically, he's extremely technically sound, and I think that's all you would want from your center. So, I think he's going to be a solid center. Could be a starter immediately. That, and like if you could get a potential starter for your fifth rounder, that's an amazing pick. So, just amazing value and amazing pick. In the we traded up in the fifth to get this pick. I thought it was gonna be Jalen Kilgore, but we did with safety with Zachy Wheatley. He's more of a free safety, which is what we like. We have like a ton of strong safeties. A run stopper, we need like someone that has a free safety skill set. He's I think he has like total 9 interceptions in his college career. Ranges very well. He's like 6'2", 6'3". Even though he didn't test well in speed, I keep reading that his speed is very good. So he's very fast. Has game speed for safety, and the thing is, he should be able to contribute immediately. All right, so he should even if he's as a backup, he should be able to learn and maybe beat out Nick Scott, uh, who we probably try to place at free safety. Um, I like the potential of him. Okay, he's a fifth rounder, so now he's a backup. I can see him beating out Nick Scott. He has more athletic ability and more natural feel for that free safety spot. Um, and he's scheme versatile, so he can come down. Um, Close to the line of scrimmage, and try to, be as a run defender. So he is scheme versatile, maybe even like, try to be a nickel defender. But the main thing is he has free safety potential, a free safety skill set. We sorely needed that for all safeties. Um, Amazing value. He was like PFF's ranked like 103. Um, so just great pick. So I see why we traded up for him. Um, and yeah, man, we sort of rounded out our needs in this on this day, you know, I know fans are gonna, sort of feel funny, sort of question, hey, we had a chance to, like, what if we would have got Dylan Dieneman in the first, maybe try to get old tackle in the third instead. Like Austin Barber, he went after our pick. He was pretty athletic, six. He's about six height. He has potential. Um, some fans might have liked that series of things better. I think what so our staff was looking at is you had you could have got we'll have to stay tuned in the future to see if this works out. But you have Dylan Thieneman. He's a moderately athletic safety with good straight line speed. Um, Not elite. So you had like a safety that was pretty good, pretty athletic, decently athletic, and maybe you could have got a decently athletic tackle. But instead, we got a tackle with elite traits, okay? Like generational elite traits. All right? He's like the most athletic tackle, I believe they said, since they started doing it in like the 1990s. All right? So, like, when you think of speed, agility, arm length, height, he's like elite in all those categories. And he's young. Okay, he's a junior. So he's you have to look at that. Hey, he played well last year. First year starting, he was peaking towards the end of the season. So it should continue to peak. So you have a chance to get a generational talented player at one position, and maybe average uh average talent at safety. And I think they went for like, hey, we this is a once in a lifetime generational athlete. We need him on the team, and I agree. Okay, I agree with that process. We it's one thing of being athletic. There's nothing being generational athlete. Like, hey, Sean Taylor, all right. Uh, Patrick Willis, like Megatron. Like, hey, this guy's like 6'5", 240, but like crazy athletic. Those guys, it's like once every two or three, once every 3 or 4 drafts. So like we got that for tackle. So I understand the thought process, but I also understand if somebody wanted like Dylan Thomas, like I said, based on PFF analytics, he's gonna be a good safety. All right, we don't know if Zachy Wheatley's gonna be a good safety. We don't even know if he's gonna get playing time. With Dylan Thomas, he would have got playing time. You spent the first round on him. You know, so it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting. But thing also is left tackle is a premium position, so it's uh it's gonna be interesting. But like I said, I like the process. I did like that they rounded things out in the lower rounds. This really is your money maker, so you can make these picks in the lower round and make them stick or make them work. Finding sleepers. And I think we found 2 in the 5th round. I think Zach is gonna can beat out Nick Scott, and I think Sam Height can be a starter. So, like I say, very good draft. Like I said, overall, I know mostly depth pieces technically, but I see the potential in the draft. Um, we did get a wide receiver, like we said we were. The one we got, I think he makes Xavier Legette sort of, like I said, puts Xavier Legette in a sort of tighter role compression than he was before. Like, he's able to get strength for sort of his deep speed. All right. So yes, they can have the same strength, but like this guy Chris Brazil is more fluid, more natural than Xavier Leggett. Xavier Leggett's gonna have to become a yard after catch guy. He's gonna have to like be like run between the tackles guy, which I think he can. He has the size for it. So we'll see, man. We'll see how that all mesh out. But you know, overall, man, I give this an A. I really like the draft, how they rounded things out in day three. The seventh round, man. I don't know who they could pick, man. A lot of people want them to sort of throw a dart at quarterback. I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna risk upsetting, Bryce Young and his support staff. So basically, that would probably upset the Teppers as well. Uh, I think it's gonna be just whatever highest ranked PFF player that's still available at that point. Um, Whether it's lineman, probably would be like a guard, another tackle, probably something like that. But we might get some more depth on the O line. Uh, who knows? But we'll see, man. All right, but let me, I see they still haven't started the sixth round. Um, yeah, I know there's, it's doing, celebrations and whatnot. Um, yeah, like I said, I'm a. I think what I'm gonna do is like I said, stay off, and then like maybe come back for the seventh, since we got the 11th pick in the seventh round. I don't think we're gonna make any more trades or whatnot. Uh, so I'm gonna let things run, guys. Or better yet, I'm gonna just go ahead and end the stream now, and then I'll talk about the picks. Uh, Maybe later today or early tomorrow. But yeah, let's go ahead and end things. These are the main picks. Um, Will Lee, Sam Hike, Zachy. I think we overall you could just look at that in the first three picks to see our overall draft. But we'll see, man. We didn't get linebacker. We did not get linebacker, which is interesting, man. So Trevor Wallace is pretty much slotted in to be next to Devin Lloyd. So hope Trevor Wallace is ready, because he did not play well last year. But maybe he might play better paired with Devin Lloyd in his, another year of starting. I don't believe he will, but maybe he will. Maybe the staff has more belief in him than I do. Um, but all right, guys. I'm heading out. The stream's been going for a while. Let's stay tuned. And like I said, like, subscribe, and I'll go review each of these pieces and see how they